covered California verification requests and the reasonable opportunity period. What does that all mean? Hello, I am Kevin Canals of InsureMeKevin.com, an independent health insurance agent in California and a certified Covered California agent. And when you enroll into Covered California, they may ask for proof or verification of certain elements like income, citizenship, social security number, whether you've had or you do have other health insurance coverage. And along with that, they provide what is called a reasonable opportunity period of 95 days. That length of time that allows you to provide them with the documentation. And you are enrolled and you are collecting the subsidies, but if you don't get them the documentation with that 95-day window, that ROP, you may lose a subsidy and or the health plan. So some people, if they are receiving letters from Covered California, and I highly recommend that people opt into receiving paper documents, because Covered California on the electronic side, if you say you only want to be contacted via email, you will get an email, but you have to go to your account to see the secured email with the actual letter in it. And it's kind of a two-step process, and some people don't do that, and then time slips by. But if you get into the account and see the secure letter, or it arrives at your home, you may have received a letter. We need more information to confirm your eligibility for the subsidies and eligibility to actually enroll in the health plan. So this one individual, on her letter, it said they needed additional information to verify the immigration status. And if they did not receive it within the ROP, which is of this date of March 31, then the health plan would be terminated. Now, another way to see if there are requests for verification, if you can get into your account, on the household summary, there will be a red dot if Covered California wants actions, kind of like having measles or something, and you can click view actions and needed alerts from your Covered California account, and then it'll show you all the different items that must be submitted to Covered California. For June, it's proof of minimum essential coverage, no Medicare, immigration status, proof of income for the spouse. So those are all the things that need to be in there, and they give you a date by which it must be submitted by. Now, sometimes these dates will change if you make a change to your account, and sometimes they get reset. But you need to submit this verification of all the different aspects that they're looking for. Otherwise, so if you do not submit income verification, the subsidies will be terminated. You won't lose the plan, but you'll have to pay the full premium amount for it. And the minimum essential coverage, MEC, again, you'll lose the subsidies because it'll just be a straight plan. And so that's why you want to get that into them. Now, if they are requesting verification for citizenship, lawful presence, then if they don't get it, the enrollment will be terminated. And I've seen it happen. They will terminate. It can be put back into place once they get the documentation, but that's a whole bunch of other steps and a lot of stress. And sometimes for people who are receiving a green card or a visa, sometimes not all those documentation has arrived yet from the federal government, and you just can't get it to them right when you enroll. You have to wait for it, but put it on the calendar to make sure that you can get it. Now, on that letter that you receive or is in your secure mailbox, they talk about the specific items that you can submit to verify what they are requesting, what proof they want. The first one, income. There's a variety of different sources that you can upload, and I really encourage people to upload documents to Covered California as opposed to sending them to them. Covered California is using artificial intelligence to verify this stuff fairly quickly so it can get processed. Otherwise, some of the documents, especially if you mail them, someone has to lay eyes on them and they may not understand what they're looking at. For the income, if you can, do the income attestation form. That has worked very, very well. And you want the number, the dollar amount that you are estimating on the income attestation form to match the annual household income, so there isn't any discrepancies. So they don't get a form for the family, and you only need one form for all the people that are being requested proof of income for. So that, you know, if you put down, I estimate $80,000, but within the Covered California system it says 90,000, they're going to go, what do they mean? Now, the other one that's really kind of odd is this minimum essential coverage. I'm not sure exactly how it is all triggered. It might be social security numbers, but sometimes people have had Medi-Cal and it's still kind of maybe active, but they're not using it, or they have been terminated, but that will come up and then you need to prove that you don't have Medi-Cal, or potentially the social security number comes up in a Department of Labor database for employer-sponsored health insurance. And what Covered California wants to know is that you do not have any other minimum essential coverage, because in most cases, if you have minimum essential coverage, you are ineligible for the subsidies through Covered California. Now, it is hard to prove a negative, and Covered California will accept a letter, stating, you put the case number down there, I have not been offered any, Medi-Cal, Medicare, employer-sponsored health insurance, sign and date it. If you're the parent, you need to make sure that that is noted there. I'm, vouching for my son, because I have seen children, it comes up on children a lot more than it does for adults. So obviously the adult, someone who's 19 years of age or older, needs to put in that form. Now, there is a specific form for the Medicare attestation. And you'll have to kind of search around on the Covered California website, or contact me. I can send it to you. And it is an attestation that you have not been offered, or you are not enrolled in Medicare. Some people may have had Part A Medicare because maybe they had an illness and they couldn't work, but maybe that has then since gone away, and you can submit that. And again, I recommend submitting it through the Covered California account. So that Medicare attestation form is very nice. Lawful presence, citizenship. Within this last year, when we put in the UC numbers from green cards and different numbers for naturalization certificates, it seems to have worked really well. It seems to get connected. Covered California pings the federal database, and then they don't ask for any proof. But sometimes it doesn't work. So there are various things that you can upload to prove citizenship, like that citizenship certificate, naturalization certificate, lawful presence, the green card, maybe a work visa. I have some people on an O1 visa. But what you want to do is, if the system can't verify your lawful presence or citizenship through the normal application process, you want to upload a good, clear image, preferably in a PDF document, because PDF documents are very difficult for people to tamper with. It's like a JPEG or a GIF image, things can go wrong, but nice and clear, and upload it, and it seems to work very well. I've had a couple instances where Covered California called me and they couldn't match numbers up, but maybe something was a little blurry. Now, another way to find out what is being requested of you and to upload the documents, there is that one page with the alerts, but I've had some issues with that. So what I do is on your home page. You scroll down to the middle and there's going to be this banner with a couple different action items: review application, eligibility results, enrollment dashboard, more actions. You want to select eligibility results. When you click on that, it'll show all the members of the household and what they are eligible for. And on that, for the tile for each individual, it'll say upload documents. You click that and it'll take you to the upload document page. So for this one, it had to do with citizenship, and it tells you, what is will be accepted, and then you can upload the document and you get it from your hard drive. And you want to make sure, because sometimes you have to scroll down on the screen, you want to make sure who it is applying to, especially if it's proof of income, and then scroll down to submit, because sometimes you just kind of upload and then you exit out, but you need to submit the document, and then that triggers it for review. So reasonable opportunity period, 95 days to get in those documents to Covered California. You can request a little bit more time if you're having problems, but otherwise, if you do not communicate with Covered California, your agent, to notify Covered California, the subsidies may be turned off if they want information on income and minimum essential coverage, and you may lose your health insurance if they're asking for immigration and citizenship information, because if they can't prove that you're a citizenship, they can't prove that you're a lawful citizen or here lawfully, they must terminate the health plan. So if you have any questions or comments, you may leave those down below and I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, for insuremekevin.com, I'm Kevin Canals.